out here today in Extreme's 885 Game King. Extreme make boats from the smaller 5 metre mark right up through to an impressive 11 metres. Today we're going to have a good look through the boat, show you a few of the features, but for a full list of specs, jump on our website, inverlochmarine.com.au. You can see the entire spec list on the 885 and also the entire range. Extreme's 885 is the largest trailable boat in their range. We do transition up to the 985 and then 1185 from here, which are more suited to a moored situation. We also do then offer inboard diesel options. So if you've got limited access to petrol and diesel only in your marinas, which is quite commonly found, we certainly can cater for your needs there as well. This boat is a beautiful balance between a hardcore fishing area that, if you're the sort of person that does like to get out wide and have an extended day on the water, you're well catered for externally. Transitioning inside, you've got a high level of creature comforts, so if you do some overnight trips, you're certainly well catered for. With Extreme's 885, you certainly do get the luxury of a lot of different rigging options. From single engine to dual outboards, there are diesel options, things like tuna tubes, outriggers. We can really customise these boats to suit the individual. With this boat coming in just under 9 metres in length, the impressive side of it is also 2.8 metre beam. So what that gives us is an enormous amount of space in the wheelhouse and really sets these boats apart from a lot of the other larger trailable fishing boats on the market. Our forward cabin area, as in all Extremes, a standard feature is they are completely lined, really softening up that feel. We've got storage pockets, 2 on each side, a clever storage hammock, so if we are having a sleep overnight, all of our gear stows up off the ground, keeping our floor area clear. Again, as in all Extremes, even down to the smaller 605 range, our toilets are completely concealed beneath the squabs. So they're not intrusive in your cabin, they're there when you need them. We've got lighting, again giving you the ability to have an overnight stay with ease. Access in our anchor winch if required, as always, is through a hatch. And we also do have an access bonnet hatch through the roof. With Extreme's generous beam, it enables us to have quite a bit of space here for our eating and prep area. We've got storage in the rear, we've got a complete drawer set in the front. But then again, even though you can sleep 2 people comfortably in the front, this module does transition into a 3rd bed. Simply remove your backrest, we can extend it, table drops down and locks off. Add the cushion in and you've got your bed. Extreme are full of clever little ideas, and I love this storage net. Again, it gives us the ability to stow items out of the way, especially if we're in heavy seas. You can gain access in, get everything out of your way, and then return it back to the way it was. With our table drop down and our cushion on, we can also use it as a bench seat and comfortably sit 2 to 3 guys when navigating again in challenging conditions. We can have our rear wall fully enclosed and everyone stays inside warm and dry. You can also remove your backrest, put it in the rear, so you can also have a forward facing passenger if required. With all Extremes, your driving position is tremendous. When sitting, we've got uncompromised clear view. If you transition to standing with the bolstered seat, again, you've got a good position. When it comes to dash layout, Extreme's got it right. We've got a large fascia here. In this boat we've got a Raymarine Axiom unit, the 12-inch flush mounted, but we've got the ability to flush mount up to a 16-17-inch head unit. Switch panels, everything's accessible. Whether you're navigating along, we've got tuner tubes, our trim tabs, deck lights, all our pumps easily accessible. Our anchor winch controls, our engine controls, our engine data can come up at a clear line of sight. So with everything in clear vision, but not compromising and getting in the way of our view while driving. Behind our driver's seat, we've got a beautiful tackle prep area. Whether you're laying out lure rolls, whether you're just storing tackle bags up out of the way. Transitioning at the end of the day, if you're having a feed, up it comes. Underneath, we've got our sink, we've got our gas stove, and underneath, cleverly located, we've got our fridge. Under the driver's seat, further storage. We've got further storage underneath the floor with an absolute enormous chamber in there. As seen throughout the entire Game King range, side pockets are all edge trimmed and lined with carpet. So if you're dropping a phone, for instance, in there, you don't have to worry about them rattling around. Overhead, again, throughout the entire Game King range from the 645 and up, we have our radios mounted. So we have our VHF, we have our stereo. We've got a good set of sturdy rails. As you'd know, in all wheelhouse boats, a hot day in summer, we can create a bit of an oven. The way we combat that with Extreme is we've got our roof hatches, as mentioned, that we can open up. We've got our side windows that we can open up. And a beautiful feature of Extreme is the rear wall windows, really opening up the cabin and allowing that ventilation to come through. Across our wheelhouse, we've got a seat at the rear, which actually is an insulated ice bin. It is drained external from the boat, making it very easy to use. On the port side, we've actually got a bin mounted in our side wheel also. Again, an example of the level that Extreme build their boats to. Overhead, outside in this boat, we've got another Raymarine Axiom unit mounted overhead. So if you are out in your fishing area, you've got sight through to the sounder here, and also with our larger dash, I've also got vision into the driver's helm as well. A beautiful little feature that Extreme have incorporated, which is available throughout their entire range, is your external hand wash point. We've got a knee switch here, so you lean in, switch your pump on with your knee, and you can lean over and wash your hands external from the boat. As always, with Extreme's wide waterline beam, deck space is enormous. If you have a look around in this boat, whether you're setting lures off the coast, whether you're drift fishing, whether you're sitting at anchor, you've got an enormous work area that you can comfortably fish 4 to 5 guys. As we mentioned earlier, this boat's got SeaDek fitted throughout. I think this ship plank style is a really good feature cosmetically, and also for long extended stays out on the water, whether you're in bare feet or shoes, it certainly gives you a level of grip and a soft touch as well. And with Extreme, if you've got a name or a logo that you do have with your boat, they'll actually CNC route it into the SeaDek for you. Our workstation in the middle here, obviously we've got our bait board. We incorporate drawers, which are great for storing your knives, sinkers. Coming through down, again we've got another large access hatch into further storage, so tackle bags or sinker boxes. Again, you can keep everything out the back at the ready. Our live bait tank incorporated in our walk-through transom. Quite a large tank in a boat of this size. We've got a clear window in the front, again, so you can see your catch. In this boat we've got the twin walk-through transom. Our doors do lift out and can be stowed away underneath, allowing you to step through onto the rear swim deck throughout the entire Extreme range. When you have a look at the finer detail, you can certainly start to appreciate why these boats take so much longer to build. The level of detail throughout is first class. Again, our rod holders are an example of where there's no corners cut with fitment. They're CNC cut and they're fully welded in. Our side pockets, even externally, we've got edge trimming throughout. We don't have jagged square edges left anywhere. Fishermen love to carry rods. On this boat we've got a little over 20 rod holders, which should keep even the most serious guys catered for. We've got them through our gunnels, we've got them on our bait board, we've got our rocket launcher on top, but again we can personalise and add other rod holders in locations that are required. All Game Kings have the addition of the overhead awning if required, and you can see that Extremes are trimmed to the highest quality. The ability for it to retract back into the roof if it's not required. It can be completely removed if you don't want it on an actual day, but the addition of it certainly increases the protection from the sun, really extends the roof line of the boat without being intrusive on your space. Our transom configuration here, obviously we've got a pair of Yamaha 200 horsepower outboards. We've obviously got a plumbing coming through, everything's concealed and weatherproof. Fuel filling point throughout the entire Extreme, Game King and Sportfisher range, externally mounted on the transom. It's crucial, it's easily accessed to fill. If a spill occurs or you get a drip out of your fuel hose, everything can be washed off external. Our tuna tubes, again with Extreme, are concealed within the transom. Our boarding ladder folds up into a position where it won't rattle around. And as you see again, our sea deck transitions completely right out on our swim step as well. I suppose it's almost an expectation that a boat of this size will just perform well. It's certainly not the case. The reason an Extreme performs so good, especially in ocean conditions, as we've widely discussed, wide waterline beam width, the inclusion of the downturn chine. The downturn chine is what gives us the stability when running in a trailing sea. It's what eliminates a boat from broaching. If you find yourself in a scenario where you do need to run down the face of a wave, it gives us the stability in the boat as it's tracking to do this. Extreme do run the flooding keel throughout their entire range, but aren't anywhere near as reliant on this as they gain their stability from the width at the waterline. Their footprint in the water is a lot wider than a conventional boat that's quite narrow at the waterline. If you actually look deep into the specs, you'll find the volume of the flooding keels are about half to what you'd expect in a boat of a comparable size. You can find a lot more detail on our website, inverlochmarine.com.au, to have a good look through the entire range. Thanks for taking the time to have a bit of a look through the 885 in the Extreme range. It's no secret that everywhere we take these boats, they create interest. They're an awesome outfit. They're built to the highest standard throughout the entire fit out and build process. They're an absolute head turner and the on-water performance is first class.